blood, chaos, absolute carnage. What you're about to witness is the moment the entire wrestling world stopped breathing. This isn't just a backstage brawl, this is a decimation, a statement written in violence, and by the time we reach the end of this breakdown, you'll understand why everything in WWE just changed forever. The cameras are rolling, security is scrambling, and somewhere in the bowels of the arena, Drew McIntyre is about to experience a nightmare he never saw coming. This is SLAMZONE, and you're about to witness something brutal. Before we dive into this war, I need you to do something for me. I need you to become part of this family. Because what we do here isn't just watch wrestling, we feel it, we live it, we breathe every moment of intensity together. That subscribe button right there? That's your ticket to ride with us every single week. Hit it. Smash that notification bell because you don't want to miss a second when moments like this explode across your screen. Drop a comment telling me what you think is going to happen. And please, if this gets your blood pumping like it does mine, share this with every wrestling fan you know. They need to see this. We're building something special here, and I want you right here beside me for every second of it. Now let's get into this absolute massacre. The scene opens with tension already crackling through the air like electricity before a lightning strike. The backstage area is dimly lit, shadows dancing across concrete walls and equipment crates stacked high. You can hear the distant roar of the crowd from the arena, but back here, it's different. Back here, there's an eerie calm that makes your skin crawl because you know something is about to shatter that silence into a million pieces. And then we see him, Drew McIntyre. The Scottish warrior walking with that confident stride, the championship mentality etched into every step. He's just finished a segment, adrenaline still pumping through his veins, that familiar fire in his eyes. But Drew doesn't know what's waiting for him around the next corner. He doesn't know that tonight, two of the most dangerous men in professional wrestling have marked him for destruction. The camera follows Drew as he turns the corner, and that's when everything explodes. Boom! Jacob Fatu comes out of nowhere like a freight train made of pure violence and Samoan fury. The collision is sickening. Fatu's shoulder drives into Drew's ribs with the force of a car crash, and the Scottish warrior goes flying backward into a stack of equipment cases. Metal crashes, wood splinters, and the sound echoes through the hallway like thunder. Drew's eyes go wide, not from fear, never from fear, but from the shock of being blindsided by a man who moves like a beast unleashed. But Fatu isn't alone. Oh no, this is a calculated attack, a planned execution. And stepping out from the shadows with that cold, determined expression is Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, the face of WWE. The man who built his legacy on resilience and fighting spirit, now standing here with violence in his eyes and a mission carved into his soul. This isn't the Cody we see smiling in the ring. This is something darker, something primal. Drew tries to get to his feet, his warrior instinct kicking in immediately. The Scottish warrior has been through wars. He's conquered giants. He's stood toe-to-toe with legends and monsters alike. But tonight, he's caught in a trap with no escape route and two predators closing in from both sides. Cody moves in first, and the strike is brutal, a forearm that connects with Drew's jaw like a hammer blow. Drew's head snaps to the side, spit flying through the air in slow motion, and you can see the impact ripple through his entire body. But McIntyre is tough as nails, carved from Scottish stone and forged in countless battles. He fires back with a desperation punch that catches Cody across the cheek, staggering the American Nightmare backward for just a moment. That moment is all Fatu needs. The Samoan werewolf charges again, this time with even more velocity, and drives Drew face first into the concrete wall. The sound is sickening, that dull, heavy thud that makes your stomach turn. Drew bounces off the wall like a ragdoll, and suddenly this isn't looking like a fight anymore. This is looking like an execution. The camera shakes as the cameraman struggles to keep up with the chaos. You can hear voices shouting in the background, producers, referees, maybe even other wrestlers yelling for security. But nobody's getting here fast enough. Nobody can stop what's happening in this dimly lit corridor where careers are being altered and statements are being carved in blood and brutality. Cody and Fatu aren't rushing. That's what makes this so terrifying. They're methodical. They're calculating. Every move is deliberate, every strike is purposeful. This isn't rage, this is strategy. This is a message being sent not just to Drew McIntyre, but to everyone in the locker room, everyone watching, everyone who thought they understood the power structure in WWE. Drew tries to fight back again, throwing wild punches from his knees, that legendary Scottish toughness refusing to let him stay down. He catches Fatu with a shot to the midsection, then another. For a brief second, it looks like the warrior might actually turn this around through sheer willpower and fighting heart. He starts to rise, muscles straining, teeth gritted in determination. But Cody steps in with a knee lift that stops Drew's momentum cold. And then Fatu follows up with a crushing headbutt that would knock out a normal man instantly. Drew stumbles backward, his legs wobbling, his arms reaching out for anything to steady himself. He finds nothing but air and gravity pulling him down. The double team continues with ruthless efficiency. Cody grabs Drew by the arm and whips him into another stack of equipment, and as McIntyre staggers out, Fatu is there waiting with a devastating hip attack that sends the Scottish warrior crashing through a table loaded with audio equipment. Monitors explode, wires spark, and Drew disappears into the wreckage like a building collapsing on itself. You can feel the energy shifting now. The shouting is getting closer. Security is finally arriving, but Cody and Fatu aren't finished making their statement. They drag Drew out of the debris, and there's something haunting about the way they're working together, two men from completely different backgrounds, different journeys, united in this moment of absolute destruction. Listen, if you're feeling this intensity right now, if your heart is racing and you're sitting on the edge of your seat, I need you to hit that like button for me. Show some love to SLAMZONE. Subscribe if you haven't already, because we break down the most insane moments in wrestling every single week, and trust me, this story is only beginning. Drop a comment and tell me what you think happens next. Is this the start of an alliance? Is this revenge? What's driving these two men to cross every line? Let's figure this out together. Back to the carnage. Security finally reaches the scene, multiple officials rushing in to separate the attackers from their prey. But the damage is done. Cody and Fatu back away slowly, their eyes still locked on Drew's broken body sprawled across the concrete floor. There's no remorse in their expressions, no regret, just cold satisfaction that the job is complete. Drew is barely moving now, his chest heaving as he struggles for breath, his hand reaching up to touch his face where blood is starting to trickle from a cut above his eyebrow. The Scottish Warrior's eyes are glazed but still defiant, still burning with that fire that's defined his entire career. Even beaten down, even ambushed and destroyed, Drew McIntyre looks like he's already planning his revenge. Medical personnel rush in with their kits and concerned expressions, immediately checking on Drew while security holds back Cody and Fatu. The two attackers finally turn and walk away, side by side, their footsteps echoing down the hallway like a death march. And as they disappear around the corner, Cody glances back one more time with an expression that's impossible to read. Triumph? Regret? No, it's something else. It's resolve. It's the look of a man who just did what he felt needed to be done, consequences be damned. The camera stays on Drew as the medical team helps him to a sitting position. Blood is streaming down his face now, mixing with the sweat and creating crimson trails down his neck. His ring gear is torn, his body is battered, but when a referee leans in close and asks if he's okay, Drew pushes him away and tries to stand on his own. That's the warrior spirit. That's what makes Drew McIntyre who he is, the refusal to stay down, the refusal to show weakness even when every muscle in his body is screaming. But he can't stand. His legs give out, and he collapses back to the floor, this time with frustration written across his face alongside the physical pain. EMTs bring in a stretcher, and for the first time, you realize just how serious this attack was. This wasn't a work rate exchange or a choreographed fight for the cameras. This was a legitimate assault, a coordinated destruction meant to take Drew McIntyre out of commission. The stretcher comes in, and reluctantly, with every ounce of his pride fighting against it, Drew allows the medical team to help him onto it. The camera follows as they wheel him through the backstage area, past shocked wrestlers who have gathered to see what happened, past crew members with their phones out recording everything, past the worried faces of officials who know that what just happened has major implications for the entire roster. And as we watch Drew disappear through the doors to the medical area, the weight of this moment settles in heavy. This was personal. This was planned. This was a message written in violence and sealed with brutality. So what happens now? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Cody Rhodes and Fatu just crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. They've painted a target on themselves with Drew McIntyre's blood. And if you know anything about the Scottish Warrior, if you've watched his career and seen him overcome every obstacle, survive every war, you know that this isn't over. Not even close. Drew will come back. He always does. But when he returns, he won't be looking for a match. He'll be looking for blood. He'll be looking for revenge. And heaven help Cody and Fatu when that day comes, because the wrath of Drew McIntyre is something that shakes the very foundations of WWE. Before we wrap this up, I need to hear from you. What did you think of this insane backstage destruction? Do you think Cody and Fatu are justified, or did they cross a line that can never be forgiven? Drop those comments below, because your voice matters here at SLAMZONE. We're not just a channel, we're a community of wrestling fanatics who live for these moments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss when we break down the next explosive moment. Share this video with your wrestling friends because they need to see this analysis. Together, we're building the ultimate wrestling community, and I want you right here for every twist, every turn, every earth-shattering moment. This is where legends collide and careers are changed forever. This is SLAMZONE, and what we just witnessed tonight is only the beginning of a story that's going to shake WWE to its core. Drew McIntyre is down but never out. Cody Rhodes and Fatu have made their statement in the most violent way possible. And somewhere, in guerrilla position, in the locker room, in executive offices, everyone is trying to figure out what comes next. The war has just begun, and trust me when I tell you, you don't want to miss a single second of what happens when the Scottish Warrior rises from the ashes looking for retribution. Stay locked into SLAMZONE, and I'll see you in the next one where we continue to break down every moment, every emotion, every brutal second that makes professional wrestling the greatest show on earth.